All right, it's a beautiful Thursday morning. Welcome to class, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you from whichever part of the world that you are at the moment. All that you have to simply do for me is pick the one that falls into your present time zone. I use them Hobody. My name is Bella Bassi. You know who I am, right? That's what's up. And for the you who didn't know who I was or who I am, I believe you know who I am now. Yeah, it's a beautiful Thursday morning, and this is where we talk about hope, life, and courage, because we know that if we keep on believing in life, if we keep on keeping our hopes alive, and if we refuse to allow anything that is meant to distract us, that eventually it will only take a matter of time, but we are going to definitely see our desires become our own very reality and manifestation. That's what's up. So yesterday I did a video and I was talking about infidelity. And I got to realize so many things, that could lead to the act of infidelity. Because some of us, we used to think that until, that this thing was basically, like an offense only to the married people, where a married man is cheating with another woman outside his marriage, or the woman who is married is cheating with some other person outside her husband. We thought that was all about infidelity. Until then, boom, I saw something, that made me to now understand that infidelity, it is not just narrow to marriage alone or a marital, affair alone. That when you are in a committed relationship, either the man or a woman is being committed to you, your spouse, do you get? And then either of them are cheating, that they are committing the act of infidelity. Follow me, I'm going somewhere. I'm going to shock you guys this morning like at the ginger. All right, so you see, I said it yesterday that we can get educated not just within the four corners of the class or of the school, but that we can get educated through reading, through listening to people's experience, and then also trying to find out things for yourself, that you can be educated through all of this means. All right, the only difference is that all of this means might not give you like a certification. Do you get, showing that okay, you've been educated on this platform, yeah? But some of this platform is just to elevate, your knowings and all of that. So basically, infidelity is an unfaithful act to your spouse that is committed to you. When you carry out the act of infidelity with a spouse that is not committed to you, you are not, carrying out the act of infidelity. All right, so now, listen, a whole lot of people actually think that infidelity, has to do with sexual intercourse. Okay? They think that is when you are sleeping, you're having a sexual affair with a man or a woman, that is when you're committing the act of infidelity. But I'm sorry to say, bro, I'm sorry to say, sis, that it does not just narrow down to that. That infidelity involves when you are flirting with your boss in the office. As a married woman, for your heart, you go to say, man, I love my boss. Oh my God, my boss is so cute. What a fine man. It says that you are committing the act of infidelity because you're being unfaithful to your committed spouse. You're beginning to have emotions and feelings for some other person outside the person that you're with. It says that you are committing the act of infidelity. So stop flirting with your boss. Stop saying in your heart that, man, I just imagined that I was just lying on my bed with my boss. You are flirting and you're committing the act of infidelity. Stop being a sinner. We're now going to hear something today. All right, so let's move on. When you are sending nude pictures, a lady is sending nude picture to a man. Hey, I've got fine boobs. I've got fine backside. Can't you see that I'm very sexy? Can't you see that I'm very this? And you are in a committed relationship, or you are with someone who is committed to you. It says that you are committing the act of infidelity. Do you get? Not that you have actually had a physical, intimacy with this person, but for the fact that you're sending him your nude pictures, trying to lure him to begin to feel in a certain way about you, it says that you are committing the act of infidelity. So please, my sister, my brother, if you know that you are in this category, the best thing that I will advise you to do is to walk away from the current relationship that you are in and see how you can walk your way through being with that person that you really want to be. Because you see, this thing called fantasy has actually destroyed marriages and relationships. And what we are talking about here is not only like marriage, we're talking about a committed relationship. When someone is all out for you, they don't deserve to be treated badly. You're not supposed to mess with their emotions. You're not supposed to make them feel worthless. You're not supposed to make them feel as if they are wasting their time. You're not supposed to make them feel as if they don't know what they are doing for picking you amidst of every other person. That is a very crude way to treat anybody. Very crude way to treat anybody. Let's move on. All right. You are always in the internet watching the sexual kind of movement. Sexual kind of movement, you know what I mean? Porns, pornography, and all of that. It says that you are committing an act of infidelity, because from viewing what you are viewing, there is a signal that goes to your brain, and you start imagining yourself doing some certain things with the person that you're watching. It says that you are committing infidelity, auntie. It says that you are committing infidelity, brother. So please stop being an unfaithful lover or an unfaithful spouse rather. Please, nigga deserve better, and he should be treated better. That lady deserves better, and she should be treated better. Listen, we forget that we are going to move into our own world where we will have our children. Do you understand? And it is not good for you to do anything that you don't want to happen to you to some other person's child. This is the saddest truth. But I tell you what, it is what it is. Some people just think that they can always get away with anything and everything that they do. That is easy. That is in your head. But you see, the reality about the nature of life doesn't just work that way. Sometimes life has a way of making you feel the things that you made other people felt. Life has a way of making you to feel the things that you made other people to feel. Life has a way of allowing you to experience the same thing that you made people experience, so that you can know what it felt or how they felt when you put them on that path. See, let me tell you, there are some people who are acting in the way they are acting because of what they've been through. So they want to take it out on every other person that crosses their line or that walks into their lives. Now, that is the most wicked thing that anyone should do to a fellow human. If you have had terrible experience on relationship, right? Do not want to take out your revenge on an innocent person. The person who did you wrong is not the person that is trying to do you right now. And as long as you have allowed the wrong that has been done to you to overshadow you, you will never be able to see well that she meant good or that he meant good for you. Why? Because you are so engulfed and clouded in your bitterness from your previous relationship. Now, I want to tell you something that would do you a very good thing instead of carrying curses on your head. If you feel that you have been through terrible times, people have treated you wrongly, and that men, instead of saying, I will show them shaggy, the woman will say, any man will cross my path, I will show him shaggy. The man will say, any woman, I will take out my vengeance on any woman. Why don't you just stay off relationship? Since they feel say you are so holy, you cannot forgive and move on and get to experience the beauty of life, you want to carry a revenge. Please ensure that you stay by yourself. Stay by yourself. Stop, afflicting some other person with the pains that you got from some other person. That is wrong. Stop afflicting people with the pains that you got from some other person. Stay single. Stay relationship free. Stay by yourself. Love yourself. No could see how you want to take do. You think say God that created a man and a woman do mistake. This is Bello Bassi. We keep it locked here. We'll go continue tomorrow. You they play.